The Sims 5 will never release. And yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow, but EA has stated that they plan on supporting The Sims 4 for many years to come. Now, that doesn't mean The Sims 5 will never release, but it's not coming anytime soon, and Project Rene clearly isn't The Sims 5. Now, I want to dive into this. I have a bunch of videos, news articles. There's new news populating pretty much every single day around The Sims and all of these topics. But I want to go over a little bit of the history of the Sims franchise, how often they used to release games, and then hopefully what looks like an optimistic future for The Sims overall. We're going to be getting new games, more experiences overall, new things to dive into. This is going to be a beefy video, so sit back, relax, and let's hop into it. So the first thing I want to dive into is the history of the Sims franchise. In the year 2000, The Sims 1 was released. Now, during the 4-year tenure that The Sims 1 had, that's right, from 2000 to 2004, The Sims was the main staple entry of the Sims franchise. It released 7 expansion packs in those 4 years. Now, I don't believe stuff packs and game packs were a part of the overall monetization strategy back then, so you really got just those 7 expansion packs. But in 2004, The Sims 2 was released, just 4 short years after The Sims 1. And during that time, the Sims team was able to produce those 7 expansions and release and support The Sims Online, which is just crazy to me, especially considering technology and just our overall capabilities as a society back then. So, and then in 2004, The Sims 2 released, and it had 8 expansion packs over its 5-year reign. So in 5 years, from 2004 to 2009, The Sims 2 had those 8 expansions, but they also released The Sims Life Stories, The Sims Pet Stories, The Sims Castaway Stories. They had The Sims Herbs, The Sims Bustin' Out. They had all these Sims console spin-offs, DS spin-offs. They just had a bunch of content releasing during that time. And in 2009, The Sims 3 came out. So are you seeing a pattern? 4 years from The Sims 1 to The Sims 2, 5 years from The Sims 2 to The Sims 3, and yes, again, only 5 years from The Sims 3 to The Sims 4. So from 2009 to 2014, The Sims 3 released 11 expansion packs, and then The Sims 4 was born, which that's been running for 10 years now. From 2014, it's still ongoing. It's had 16 expansion packs, I think 13 game packs, and just a bunch of stuff packs and kits. Like, a lot of new content has been added to that experience overall, but no new entries into the main franchise. And if you would have done, just your basic math here of every 5 years a new Sims game, that means in 2019, we should have got The Sims 5, and this year we should have gotten The Sims 6. So why are we 2 entries behind in a franchise that only seems to be getting more and more successful as time goes? Well, I have a lot that I can unpack here, but I'm going to wait because first I want to cut to this Behind the Sims Summit where they talk about Project Rene. I know a lot of us were excited about Project Rene because we thought it was going to be The Sims 5 and it was going to be that next entry in The Sims, but it seems like it's part of an overall objective to make The Sims 4 almost like a multiplayer experience. It almost sounds like to me it's going to service as a hub, like you would kind of see like with the Roblox and Fortnite platforms where Simmers can gather. They can have their own avatars, kind of like the Sims metaverse in a way, and you can socialize. Maybe there's a unique town square here. There's unique clothing. It's probably going to focus as like a UGC hub where you can buy user-generated content like mods, accessories, like CC, all of that kind of stuff. And then you can also socialize and hang out in a multiplayer Sim setting with probably limited functionality that you're used to from the base games. But let's just listen to what they have to say about
Thanks,
Project
Phoebe.
Rene.
Yes, I am back because I always have a little something extra up my sleeve, and I'm not quite ready to be done here today. I am so excited to share today a first look at the future of The Sims innovation. For me, this is an honor to reveal, as I started working on The Sims as a game tester 20 years ago, and now I have the privilege to help usher the franchise into the next decade and beyond. We are building the next generation Sims game and create.
So we can assume that this is their plan for the next 10 years. It's going to take us into the mid-2030s, which is insane for me to think. Like, will I get The Sims 5 in my lifetime? That's what I'm starting to wonder. But they're really trying to create, it sounds like a platform, but I'll let her keep talking.
Creative platform, reimagining The Sims you know and love with new ways to play. This is the future of The Sims, built on a foundation of charming Sims, powerful tools, and meaningful stories. This future requires us to stay true to what The Sims has always been while pushing to evolve how those Sims think and behave, to push tools even further when creating and customizing, and to explore innovative ways to not only tell stories, but to collaborate on those stories or creations with your closest friends across your favorite devices. The Sims has always evolved to reflect you, our players, and your experiences. We have a growing team.
Now, this sounds a lot like Roblox. They want to pretty much be on any device that you could possibly be on. You'll be able to carry the state of your profile from multiple devices, from console to mobile to tablet to PC, in this specific Project Rene metaverse. They talk a lot about user-generated content. Obviously, a lot of platforms are going that direction because it allows a larger output of content, but not at the same quality. So yes, you will have a lot more options and there'll be so much new content and so many new things to explore and discover, but the quality threshold isn't always going to be top tier or something you might be used to from someone like EA producing who has paid professionals. But it definitely is like a two-sided coin. I love getting more content, but I also hope that it's not just a marketplace flooded with a bunch of stuff that no one really wants to see, and then it makes it hard to discover the content you really do want to find. So this is interesting. And obviously this makes it easier for EA. If they let a lot of the content creation be done by the users themselves, they're not in as big of a rush to release new stuff packs, new kits. Maybe they can focus more on game packs and expansions and more on quality of life for The Sims 4 overall, because as the game has turned 10 years old, and you kind of own all the stuff, you're kind of seeing there's some serious technical debt that needs to be handled. And they did put a team on that in May, and they've been working on it, but, you know, not all of the expansion packs play nice together. If you're a dedicated simmer like me and you own everything and you want to own everything, your gaming experience can be very flawed, and there's a lot of ways to exploit the system without cheats. Like, I don't even want to go into how many ways there are, but let's continue to listen.
Focused on this game, working alongside the Sims 4 and mobile teams. And now we want to share this with you earlier than ever before because we want you to be a part of our development journey. Exploring different ways to play The Sims requires us to commit to different ways of building it. Today marks the start of our journey over the next few years. Our working title for this new generation is Project Rene. Now, we chose Project Rene because it's reminiscent of words like renewal, renaissance,
So I'm wondering if Project Rene is not even going to be a reality for a couple more years. I feel like they are publicly traded. They have shareholders. They're going to want to rush to this like metaverse platform strategy because The Sims 4 has gone free to play. They have more users than ever. Everyone's chasing daily active users and monthly active users. How big can you get? And then how can you monetize on those users? So Project Rene is probably another great way to get more people into The Sims and maybe more intertwined with the franchise as a whole by making it more accessible across multiple devices and more social, thus multiplayer, because social gameplay allows you to play with your friends, allows you to tell your friends to download this thing, allows you to get other people you care about into this franchise and spending. So I'd be surprised if it takes them a few years, but I don't know what they all have planned for it.
Rebirth, and it represents our renewed commitment to The Sims. And that's what we're doing. We're ushering in a new future.
And that seems real. Like when I showed you guys 2000 and 2014, look at how many Sims experiences we're releasing, some exclusive console ones, a lot of new PC, a lot of expansions, a lot of one-off spin-off games for like the DS, sorry. And from 2014 to now, like we have had nothing. We have had The Sims 4 with like its expansions and game packs and stuff packs and kits, but we haven't had new spin-offs or new entries. And what you're seeing in the roadmap now is like there's The Sims Town Stories, there's Project Rene, there's this new initiative for The Sims 4 and how they can expand it. There's My Sims returning. Like they clearly want to do a lot more with this franchise and they see value here, which is great for us as long as it's done the right way.
Future for The Sims with a new game experience and more. Now, I want to give you all a very early behind-the-scenes look at what we're testing and exploring.
Okay, here we
Again,
go.
this is very early and just a few aspects of what Project Rene will grow to be. We start with our creative tools, a key part of our Sims DNA. We're experimenting with what's worked and where we can push further to offer more flexibility than ever before. We begin with the ability to change not only patterns and colors, but also the shapes of the objects.
So this is going to go into the user-generated content, I'm guessing. Like, I'm guessing I could totally customize this couch and kind of put it on the marketplace. Maybe not as something I could totally sell, but maybe as a free download or something like that, because I didn't model this couch myself. But if I wanted to put a lot of time into custom texturing and doing something cool with this couch, maybe other simmers would think this couch is really neat and want to download it for their gameplay. Obviously, I think there's going to be paid versions of that, but this is giving pretty much every user the opportunity to be a creator and to create their own unique Sims experience, which I'm 100% down for. Like, this is the way I would love to see the Sims go. More customization, more options, more ways to make every user's experience unique to one another.
Objects that you'll be using when you build and decorate in-game. For years, we've seen the power of the community coming together and sharing the cool things you can do with your friends. Whether you've used the gallery or shared your creations elsewhere, being able to celebrate each other's work has been a long-standing tradition. With Project Rene, we want to make it easier to work together and share. You can choose to play or create by yourself or with your close friends. It's entirely your choice. No matter who you may want to play with.
So play or create by yourself or with your friends. So what I'm confused about, and I'm sure a lot of people are right now, is, well, one, look at the aspect ratio of this gameplay. It doesn't quite fill my screen. So this is probably being done on a tablet or on a mobile device. Obviously, it's going to be cross-platform. And I have a new article to go in after this video that kind of sheds more light on Project Rene, and it looks a lot more like a mobile experience. But I wonder if Project Rene is going to be a creative suite of tools, almost like a software where, yes, you can play with like maybe your avatar that represents you in this multiplayer universe by doing a little things to earn maybe a little bit of soft currency that you can spend on some of these UGC creations. But I really think what this space or Project Rene is going to be used for is a creation suite like type of tool, where this is where you come in, you can create new furniture items, you can apply patterns to things, you can play around a little bit, and then you can release these things to a multiplayer marketplace where people can purchase them or use them for free depending on how this market's going to work. But you can see here it's like there's automatically applied tags, titling, it lets you say what the materials are, and like they're selling this as like a set, it seems like this entire living room setup. So I really think this is like a workspace, like some type of software workspace, but also like a multiplayer hub. So it's like I have my metaverse avatar and I'm in the metaverse and I'm creating these assets for my other Sims experiences. So for the Sims 4 or for my Sims town stories, like I don't know how deep it's going to go, but it's interesting.
We want you to be able to play wherever you want. So this is demonstrating an early technology test of how you can play this game across supported devices of your choosing.
So they got the phone and the PC.
And now this is just a small taste.
So this is interesting. I come from like the Roblox space right now, and you have Team Create. So multiple users can work in one studio file, and you can see everyone's work updating live. So let's say me and a couple friends wanted to build a world together. I could see as they were placing a mountain or a building, and they could see as I was placing a car, and the whole world would evolve in front of our eyes. So like I said, I feel like this is really going to be great for creating custom houses, custom furniture, custom pretty much anything CC, like custom content in general. Like this is going to be amazing for creating custom content, custom builds. You'll be able to have influencers doing collaborative builds, and you'll get to see all of this stuff kind of come together, which I think is really, really exciting. It's going to create a lot of new content for us Simmers that just want to play The Sims 4 as it grows over the next few years. But also it will give like that multiplayer feeling. When I think they say multiplayer, they don't mean playing as Sims together. They mean more like collaborating and working together to, you know, build this custom content, maybe work on textures or patterns together, build custom worlds, build custom homes. Like I think it's really focused on the custom content, but I do believe everyone will have an avatar and get to hang out in a social space that might have small activities that are considered gameplay.
What Project Rene and the team is working on alongside the Sims 4 and mobile teams. Over the next couple of years, we'll continue sharing updates with all of you on Project Rene.
Next couple years.
We'll share
so it's going to be a while.
work, explorations, sneak peeks, and behind-the-scenes content, as well as start to open up early access to Project Rene's software to small groups over time. And I'll say it one more time before I go. This is super early for us, and we've never shared information about our games years before they launch to the world, but we are so excited to take you on this journey with us.
So Project Rene is years away. Project Rene isn't The Sims 5, so it's The Sims 4 ever, in my opinion. Like The Sims 4 will be a forever title that they hope to be able to like bandage and patch a good amount of and make it more of an accessible experience and lean maybe a little bit more free to play and accessibility across all devices, but also allow for a creation suite that makes The Sims Forever an actual feasible thing, because creators like us and players and just users can create the content and keep this project alive forever. So it's really interesting. All these links will be down below. Obviously, there's a couple snippets in this Sims blog post that I think are definitely worth reading, but it's continuing its development. It's going to be a while. They think they'll have a small invite-only playtest this fall, so I'm sure we'll get some more gameplay, but we did have some leaks of Project Rene. I have a bunch of screenshots that I wanted to go over. I guess my face cam is going to cover some of this. I'll try to minimize how much my face cam covers, but I do believe Project Rene is going to allow you to create an avatar. It won't so much be a sim, but it'll be an avatar that will represent you. So obviously it'll look like a sim, but it's not going to have the typical Sims gameplay attached to it, most likely. So you'll create an avatar, and you can see here, you can name it. There's like a small bio. I don't think there's any creation previews, but as you can see, the art style looks really different in a couple of the screenshots. Now, they are saying this is super early, so I'd assume that all of this is going to change, and it's super placeholder for now. But you can see that there's these currencies, and if you guys remember, The Sims 3 had a marketplace where you could purchase content for like simoleon coins. So I think they're bringing The Sims 3 marketplace that was pretty much on a launcher or website into 3D. So that's what Project Rene, in my opinion, is. From everything I've heard about it, it sounds like it's essentially turning The Sims into a platform. Project Rene will be the hub for this platform, and it'll allow you maybe to access The Sims experiences from Project Rene, like The Sims 4, The Sims Town Stories, and also create new assets or a UGC or CC in the Project Rene hub that can be transferred to those different Sims experiences. And it'll function as a social hub where you and your avatar can hang out with friends, maybe have some small gameplay, which you'll see in a couple of these screenshots. There seems like there's potential for some small gameplay, but you can see they can't afford this one at $325. It's red. These are in the blue, so those are probably affordable. They're picking out an outfit, changing a few different looks, loading into the neighborhood. Now, this is one thing that like throws my theory off a little bit. So when I said they're going to have small gameplay, it looks like they can start a cafe shift. I don't know what real gameplay would be involved here, or if this is more of an idle thing. When I start this shift, my sim's just there for like 15 minutes. I can step away. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to have a little bit of currency. You can see some type of questing system or to-do system up here. Let's go to the next screenshot. We get a much bigger view. Now, a lot of people are saying this is giving mobile game, and obviously, yes, it's going to be across all devices and platforms, so like makes sense. And if we look here, play cafe shift, tap customers to take their order, brew and pour coffee, or make espresso. If the order requires it, pick up the correct order from the kiosk and deliver it. Don't make the customer wait too long. Schmooze with customers and work with the other players to get the most rewards. Okay, so this is going to be a multiplayer experience. Like I said, I believe this is going to be a hub where you and your friends can hang out. They said you can play solo here, or you can invite a couple of friends. So I don't think it's going to be an online world where there's just like 100 random people running around that you don't know. I think you are launching your private experience like almost like an Animal Crossing island and choosing to invite other friends over to hang out for the day. But this is going to be a space where you can publish your creations, grind for some of these simoleon coins, which I don't see multiple currencies. So I really think there's only going to be this one, and you can earn it by grinding in this hub, and you can probably purchase it as well, just like in The Sims 3 when you were able to purchase custom content. But look, complete a shift at the cafe, buy a new outfit, find the exclusive gnome statue. So this will probably be another way for them to do what they're doing with the Grim Quest, allow you to come to this hub, do funny things or little random stuff, and earn exclusive things for your Sims gameplay. But yep, make the espresso. I'm guessing it's not gonna be super involved. They do have like a player level here, and find something to eat. So they're completing little quests, earning some of this currency. You can see that these are either like wants and desires or needs of some sort. Make a wish, gaze at the fountain, read the plaque. Obviously, they said this is super, super early on. You see a couple players here. It's a multiplayer experience. So I'm not gonna judge any of the art because I believe that all this is going to change, And I'm wondering if they said this person's disconnected. So all these people are probably real people in this hub world. You can shop for CC probably in 3D, which is kind of cool. Like I said, I think this is going to be like a Roblox Fortnite hub for The Sims, where you can have avatars, you can do other things, and just kind of explore. So like that's all the news we have right now. We know The Sims 5 isn't coming. We know Project Rene is a few years away. We know they're going to support The Sims 4 for years and years to come. But the optimistic side of me says, hey, there's new Sims entries coming. There's new standalone My Sims games coming over the next few years. Obviously, there's going to be new content in The Sims 4. It looks like they're also trying to create ways for free-to-play players to receive new content in The Sims 4, like the Grim Rewards. So I think there's going to be a lot of new things to look forward to, a lot of seasonal events in The Sims 4. The Sims 4 is becoming more of a live service game where there's a lot of free-to-play players on The Sims that might never purchase an expansion or a game pack. How do you keep those players engaged and happy? Literally, it's all about how many players they have, because they're really looking to ramp up the amount of interest, I believe, in this product so the franchise can live on forever. So it's about new mobile entries, new kid-friendly entries, keeping The Sims 4 performant, but also free-to-play and keeping those free-to-play players happy. And then when Project Rene comes out, kind of becoming your own platform / metaverse. I hate using that word, but that's what it is. I mean, it's crazy. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.